like on a science level, or do you mean like human rights? Like they don't deserve human rights or something? Like, do you think that, for instance, like, do you think that this, like, it is a human fetus? If you check its DNA, it's 100% human. It's also like different from the mother and father. So I guess I'd argue from like just a biological standpoint that like a zygote, it's a human zygote, it's a human fetus, it's a human embryo. Like, would you agree with that? I guess, or
yeah, like it's human.
Okay,
it's a human thing.
So I guess like it would be personhood then, or something like that. Like, do they deserve like when does a child deserve rights? I guess
when it's out of the vagina.
Okay.
I feel like, or I mean, yeah, and people get less it doesn't have the right to drive yet.
Right. Yeah.
It's like there's the rights.
Definitely. Like there's definitely, for instance, if you're not 16, you can't drive. Yeah.
There's
totally.
certain rights that humans get as they age. And so like I trust the mother to make the decision rather than the government whether that child should live or not.
Right. I guess like let's say that there was like a woman who was like in a really hard situation, like I'm 18 right now. I cannot imagine having a child. Like I'm like taking classes, you know, like it would just be crazy, you know. And let's say that instead of like an unborn child, like a woman had like a toddler, and she's really young. She's a single parent. She's in school. She can't afford doing all of this, like, and hire a babysitter. Like, it's just a very hard circumstance. Like, I guess, would you be in favor with her, like, again, like, this is just an analogy. I'm not saying that this would ever happen.
Having her toddler.
Yeah, like, kill her toddler. Like, do you think that, I mean, honestly, though, do you think that should be, like, maybe just a newborn, too? Like, she thought she could be a mother at first. She went through childbirth. She thought it would be okay. But she realized she is not equipped to the standard she, like, it's just not as easy as she thought it was. And so, like, do you think, do you think in that situation it would ever be okay for her to kill her newborn?
Yeah, I think that's where we draw the line as a society of, like, babies out. Now, like, you know, it's like, it's like this is a human, it has certain rights that it can't take away from, and now it has the right to live.
I guess, like, if society shifted at all, would you be okay with that? Like, if that was just the law, or would you be against that and try to advocate against that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at that, it's like after 3 years, it's like there's other options.
Just 1 year, like.
There's other options, like given to the state.
Right. And I'd agree with you. Yeah.
And like that's the goal, right? And like that's kind of my dream.
Yeah.
Of having a child of my own biologically.
Yeah.
And hopefully get into the foster and adoption realm.
Yeah.
And that'd be a lot of fun for me.
Right.
Of like mitigating like an issue like that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I guess like I'd prefer like that to happen like for the unborn child too, just because like I totally agree. Like I think it'd be like ridiculous to say that it'd be okay for this woman to, like, again, like we want to help this woman as much as possible. Like we're definitely not doing enough for women in these like countries and stuff like that. And like I just don't think that violence is ever the solution though. Like, and that would be killing the toddler. And so I would say, like, if it wouldn't be okay to kill that toddler, why would it be okay to kill that same child before they're born, maybe just a few hours before they're born? And I know that's an extreme example, but I guess like I just think that position is extreme. So I guess that's why.
Well, and that's like with certain ages.
But I guess like is the value different though? Just like of this child, if for instance it's newborn versus a few hours before this child is born, like it's okay to kill one child and not the other just based on their location, or like I don't know.
Yeah, so like that's like the issue, or
because like a lot of pro-choice people, I guess, say consciousness or something like that, or sentience or something, like where they're able to feel pain or something like that. But I guess it's very interesting because you're saying like right at birth it seems to be like this marker, and I'm just like just wondering like what basis that is, I guess.
I mean, I don't remember about you, like your toddler example of like there is one political party in our nation who would do a lot.
And I agree, the Republican Party has done many evil things, but I think that being pro-life is not one of them. After there's a struggling mother with a toddler she can't handle. Oh, right, yeah.
Right, yeah, it's like, and like now what's she gonna do? It's like, well, there's one political party who's like stripping like like funding away from women like that.
Yeah.
And there's one political party like who's like trying to give more funding to that.
That's a good point. Lillian, is the Republican Party funding a new woman? Are they funding a new women's groups? Or?
Yeah, well, I'm not really involved like in the Republican Party. I know that pro-life like organizations help women. Like there's lots of pregnancy centers that will, like I know that especially like in Detroit, like I've seen like the abortion clinics down there. They're actually very, very horrible. But like there's Guadalupe workers who they will literally pay for like rent for single women who cannot afford it, and like that is a pro-life organization. They're not going to pay for your abortion, but they are you know, they're trying to make women be able to I guess not feel like they have to be in a situation to kill their children, I guess.
Yeah.
And I agree. Like I think ideally we won't, like I think in a perfect world, like we wouldn't even need laws about this. Like we could just you know, people would be.
Well, you make a good point, the ideal world. So, in the ideal world, of course, would you want anyone to be locked up for this sort of action?
What?
In the ideal world, would you have anyone locked up for this sort of action?
Oh no, I don't think it's at all a good idea. Like, I mean, 1 in 3 women have had abortions at this point, and it's like, it wouldn't even make sense. Like, we wouldn't be able, like, to do that. I also think, like, I've talked to many women who've had abortions, and I think most women don't actually, like, they didn't see their ultrasound. They didn't see images of what an abortion actually looks like. And I don't think, so I honestly think it's more on the abortion, people who perform abortions than women. So I would never be against like women being punished for this, especially like in hindsight, like if abortion was to become illegal.
Is this not punishing women, what you're doing here today?
Well, I think that, for instance, if you've had an abortion, I think this could make you feel bad about having an abortion. However...
So who are you talking to today? Who is this message for?
I mean, right now I guess it's just to you guys.
Why the bloody image though?
Well, we use this image, like
It's
I don't
shocking,
like...
right? It's supposed to
It
get
is
someone's
shocking,
attention?
yeah.
Who does it give the most attention to?
Yeah.
Definitely,
So
yeah.
we find that about...
Sorry, yeah.
No, go ahead.
It's not really upsetting to me because I've never gone through that, but I know who it would be upsetting to, and that's kind of who I'm here to protect today.
Yeah, well, we find that about 67% of people who see these images will feel more negatively about abortion. And since our mission is to change public opinion and make them feel more negatively about abortion, it is effective in that way. I've also had people who have pulled over and have told me that they were considering having abortions. We were able to give them help with pregnancy centers, and they were also chose life for their baby. So this has made people not get an abortion, and I think that an abortion intentionally ends a human life. And I believe it's always wrong to intentionally kill an innocent human life, and that is what we're preventing. So.
And so, like, she still has that choice whether abortion's illegal or not. Like, she still, like, you can, like, that work can still happen without, like...
Oh, like pregnancy centers. Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Yeah, that work can still happen. Like, she still had the choice to not abort her baby or not.
Definitely. So I guess would you be in favor of that?
Pro-choice laws.
Like, right. I guess.
But like, but like we're in a political system where there's like a party that's kind of like doing a little empire spree right now, an imperial spree in the world.
Yeah.
And they're using abortion to get Republicans to vote, get him in power. And now.
Well, I think I would have voted for I think I would vote for a Democrat if they were pro-life.
Yeah, it's like we might not get an election again.
We live in a reality. We have to make choices every day that affect other people.
Right. I agree. Yeah. But I guess I don't think that the intentional killing of an innocent human being should ever be something that our government should be promoting.
And it's like they're not promoting, they're giving the choice. Like, they're not pro-abortion, they're pro-choice.
I don't think it should be, like, for instance, just to use another analogy, like, I don't think it should be a choice to own a slave. I think that people should be like, no. Like, and of course, like, slavery still happens today, racism still happens today, and that's terrible, and those are human rights violations. But I think it would be wrong for someone to say like, well, you know, if you don't like slavery, don't own a slave. No, that's wrong. That is a human being, and by owning them, you are violating their human rights and their human dignity. And I think it's the same thing here, but sometimes even more extreme. It's a life and death situation here, and I think that you know, like, you should not have the right to end the life of another human being. That's not your right to have. And I, like, for instance, I think, like, for instance, like, you know, I can swing my arm, like, and that's totally okay. Like, no one should restrict my right to do that. But for instance, if I like started hitting like you or anyone else, like, my right to do that should be restricted because now I'm harming another human being. But I think like what's wrong in our political system is we've deemed the unborn as unhuman. We've dehumanized them to the point where we're saying that their rights, like, when you dehumanize a person, I think William Wilberforce said this, like, when you dehumanize a person, you can do anything to them. And I think that that's what we've seen with abortion. What we saw with slavery too, so. Yeah.
I guess with like the human right, it's like, because like I would disagree to human, but even if it is a human, it's like the women that it's hurting, like in the red states right now, and the hopeful ban across the nation is going to happen. It's like women are gonna die that could have had a medical
feel
procedure
like a better person
of like
offer these things,
expelling a miscarriage, or like if a complication happens during pregnancy, that woman's gonna die.
Right. I don't think that there's any like pro-life law though that has it written in that, for instance, ectopic pregnancy or miscarriage care would be not like
We won't get in trouble at all.
like not allowed for. Like,